Hey, MSers out there, mother, father, kid MSers, all you MSers dealing with the wonderful multiple sclerosis. Good to see you again, or hear you, or have you hear and see me. Uh, but if you're here for the comic book related portions of my shows, this is my Monday show that I do for people with multiple sclerosis or people living with someone with multiple sclerosis or people that know someone with multiple sclerosis or if they're dealing with themselves and struggling with it or whatever. I just go over stuff that I get in my emails in the mail or whatever. Catalogs, books, all kinds of conference stuff and things about upcoming things with multiple sclerosis and all that stuff and other related health type things. So if you're looking for the comic book stuff, check out all my other videos, but this one is a once a week podcast that I do talking about multiple sclerosis uh, in my life, living with it, and just my opinions and stuff. Don't take any of my opinions to heart. If you hear something that interests you, talk to your medical staff, see what they can do for you, and see if they agree with what you want to try or if they got an idea about something or if they got more information about something that I mentioned or whatever that kind of caught your curiosity. So definitely work with your medical staff. I'm getting ready to jump in the shower, but I wanted to do this video first, get it over with. It's freezing again today. Not freezing as in 30s, 20s, 10s. It's probably the mid 40s, but I'm a wuss with cold weather. But if you don't know, I am secondary progressive multiple sclerosis. Basically, once you advance from relapsing remitting, you'll go to that. I look weird with this ear sticking out. Yeah, for some reason that side of my head bulkier than the other side. The hair is just poofy on that side for some reason. Uh, Probably because that's the side that I sleep on or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you advance from relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis, hopefully you'll go to secondary progressive multiple sclerosis first and won't be like a few people I knew that advanced right into primary progressive. And then sadly, I haven't heard from them since. I wish they would come back, talk about it. It's good for other MSers to hear about what it's like when you hit that stage, if you do end up hitting that stage, what they went through, what caused it, what set it off, uh, what was happening right before they advanced. I mean, it's definitely great to have that information. Any information we can get helps us along the way to ease our mind and to basically give us ideas to prepare ourselves if something like that would happen to us also. So it's good to get people's opinions about how they're dealing with their disease advancements and levels and all that stuff. Uh, I mean, all else fails. I mean, it's not that hard to do a video, whether you're sitting, laying on a bed, or whatever in a wheelchair. You can still look at a camera and give your opinions and mention things that might be able to help others that are. Why not do that? And we're here for a very short time. Might as well get some stuff out there that maybe someone could use in the future to better themselves, help them understand their disease more or whatever. It's a shitty disease. It's snowflake disease. Yeah, we all all experience it differently, and all of us have different types of issues and problems with it and conditions. So it can be very effective that way. But I just, I'm still in that lull where I was on Mavenclad last, and I'm still not on any new medication, but I'm also not dealing with anything advancing or anything like that at the moment. I'm still waiting. What do we got? Today's Monday, 17th, 18th, I think the 19th, so that would be Wednesday. I go in to sit with the doctor and find out what we're going to do about my hernia that ruptured or whatever happened with it, or it hardened and got larger. But then I haven't. It re-softened, but the knot at the top of the belly button is still probably about 3 times the size it was before I had the pain and overall hardness. On Halloween, that sent me into the emergency room, which I really regret. It's like if I would have known it was gonna back up someone, I still got problems where if I bump it, my belly button area against a counter or something, or if I'm trying to do dishes and I rub it against the counter, it's still irritating, but not painful like it was. So, kind of a crapshoot. I'm kind of hoping that maybe we could say, hey, let's just wait and see what happens before we do surgery. See if it can alleviate itself. I mean, I still got not a lot to do as far as moving stuff around, and I still got half that dirt pile that I got to get done, but I have a feeling that and the half the gravel pile that I still got to spread out, I think those are going to basically end up sitting and waiting till spring. I don't know, unless we get a couple warmer days, then maybe I'll go out there and do some digging and hauling and moving. But hair's all tangled up too. Uh, but yeah, the way I was moving the dirt was I got an old garbage can, so I'd lay that thing down on the grass by the dirt, and I'd just take the shovel and slide the dirt into it, fill it about halfway, stand it up, grab a hand cart it to where I want it, and then just drop it, and dump it out that way, so I don't have to haul or do any heavy lifting with scooping the dirt and stuff. That worked out pretty good. But since we had a couple rains, I keep thinking that I got loose hair on me, but it's all connected hair. Uh, but yeah, I'm not straining anything by doing it that way. But the both piles with the rain that we had and stuff, they kind of started hardening up. So I'd have to take a pickaxe to the gravel pile and break that loose. The dirt piles, I can scoop that with a regular shovel if I need to into the thing. But yeah, other than that, just waiting to see what's up with this. And then I found out that it's been 5 years since my colonoscopy, and they want me back every 5 years for that to see if the polyps have grown or if they're staying the same. And I gotta talk to them anyways. Here's where we get into the gross stuff because yeah, ever since I had it, I I just don't poop like I used to. It's I think I finally pooped today, and that was the first time in 3 days. So I don't know. Knowing my luck, I got some problems in there that I got to have surgery on. Plus the hernia surgery, plus I gotta get the cataract surgery and the colonoscopy. It's like, yeah, I thought I was doing good this year and was done with doctors and won't have to worry about shit the rest of the year. And I hopefully won't. And I'll go see him on Wednesday, and hopefully, if we can at least keep it till January before we do the surgery, that's fine with me, just because of deductible wise with my insurance and everything, since I didn't have that many appointments this year, and it was a nice mellow year other than paying co-pays, and it really pissed me off. I had to go to the emergency room and pay $90 on Halloween. That sucked. I hate that. Like, you go to a regular doctor, it's $40 copay, but you go in the emergency room, it's 90. And I went into the emergency room, did the whole counter thing, went into the ER, got set up in a room and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, maybe they're not charging me this time. And then a lady comes in with a clipboard. I got to collect your $90. Damn it. I have $90. It's Halloween. I was planning on enjoying my evening for my favorite time, mine and my wife's favorite time of the year. But no, thanks to you, now I can't do. uh, but yeah, I had no choice. It's the only way I could get a CT scan. I was hoping I could go into a walk-in clinic and stuff, and that didn't work out, so they sent me to the ER instead. But yeah, we were talking about secondary progressive MS, which is a form of MS that evolves from relapse and remitting MS over time. The disease course of MS varies from person to person. Not everyone who has relapse and remitting MS will develop secondary progressive MS. However, they say women are twice as likely to develop it as compared to men, and secondary progressive MS is more common in white people. Genetics and environmental factors also play a role. So, yeah, living in a four-season state is not a good thing if you have a disease, apparently. Uh, but I can't predict which areas are the best for me to go to, because go to a hot state, that affects me. If I'm in a cold atmosphere, that affects me. So I personally would love to go live on an island, but I don't have that option with my wife. She likes the four seasons. Yeah, what you gonna do? Uh, like when you transition from RRMS to SPMS, you'll have fewer relapses than you would if you had RRMS. This is due to decreased inflammation overall. And I was doing my damnedest with trying to reduce the inflammation when I had relapse and remitting MS. So did that push me into secondary progressive MS? I don't know. I mean, I took a lot of different types of vitamins and stuff like that, cinnamon, turmeric, ginger. I mean, anything I could find that was an anti-inflammatory uh, item, I would introduce it to my normal routine and see how it goes. So did that push secondary progressive MS by lowering the inflammation by using medication? I don't know. That kind of, I never really thought about it that way until I read that line. But yeah, but because the disease has continued to progress, the nerves are often damaged beyond repair at this stage, which sucks. So if they have something that can repair the myelin, the coating that protects our nerves, which is one of the things they're trying to come up with. I guess it wouldn't help me anyways. The nerve damage is too intense to allow resheathing to affect it, which sucks. Another thing I never really heard before that I remember. But with that damage, that leads to worsening symptoms, and the progression in the disease is referred to as secondary progressive. So it has the name because of a person can only be diagnosed with SPMS if they have previously had RRMS. You can't go directly to SPMS from CNS, I guess. Uh, let's see. The NMSS reported information about the transition from RRMS to SPMS and the length of time it takes to progress to SPMS. 50% of people with RRMS progress in 10 years, and 90% would transition within 25 years. The average age seen at transition to SPMS is 40 years old. Yeah, my friends that have advanced SPMS or PPMS, they were all around there, right around 40, a little bit older. So I can see that. I still don't see how they can predict that it progresses within 10 years or whatever, because I didn't get diagnosed till 2014, but I can relate symptoms that go all the way back to when I was 6 years old, 5 years old, roughly. I had a lot of things happen in my childhood that never made sense, but I was just called a lazy for it and stuff, and forced to do stuff. And it's like, man, I just don't understand. I just for 18 hours and I'm tired as shit and I can't. I got pain all over and tried every damn sport and had issues with it. But yeah, it's just uh, symptoms of secondary progressive MS are similar to those seen in PPMS. These include numbness and tingling, which I've been numb from my forearms to fingertips and my ribs to my toes for, God, I want to say now like 40 some years. But yet I wasn't diagnosed till 2014, even though I mentioned MS to doctors and they wouldn't listen to me. Fatigue, I've had that most of my life. Muscle spasms, spasticity, or stiffness, I've been dealing with that for quite some time. Vision problems such as loss of vision in one eye or double vision. I'm dealing with that right now with cataract issues, but I've had the cloudiness and weird white puffy things in my vision all the way around the outer edge and stuff for quite some time. Difficulty with cognition, learning, and memory. Had that since I was a kid. Unsteady walking and balance problems. I've had them throughout my life, uh, but the more constant uh, problems with it, instead of something here and there happening, the more constant issues have been, I want to say, right around late late 90s, early 2000 was when my gait got worse to the point that I had to start using the walker and all that stuff. I've been using a cane or a walking stick for most of my life when I went on longer trots and stuff like that. I definitely amped up. I want to say right around 2000. Uh, and issues with bladder and bowel control. Bowel, I don't have problems with other than I'm not shit. shitting right now. It's every 2 to 3 days, which I don't know what's up with that. But like I said, it's been kind of like that since I had my colonoscopy. Everything was working way better, and then all of a sudden, after that, lots of issues. Uh, but bladder problems, I've been dealing with those for at least the last 10 years. Uh, but then I was also dealing with UTI shit and all that crap prior to that, and that's kind of backed off, but it also depends on my bladder medication. On the last two, I still had UTI issues. Now this one I don't. The bladder's emptying, but it's not doesn't have any power behind it. So it's like a trickling emptying, so you're standing there forever trying to get it out of your system. Uh, Things that they use for treatment, they say with medications and like different types of DMTs have been shown to slow progression in MS. There is no cure for SPMS, but symptoms can be managed to improve your well-being. Your neurologist should let you know about the side effects of these DMTs, but they suggest Rebif. Uh, why would you go back to Copaxone? I do not understand that. Copaxone's to me is just such a light medication, and I had so much more problems with side effects than the actual condition itself. So I don't know. I ain't like that. Novatrone, which is also mitoxantrone, Zeposia, which is ozanimod. It works by preventing white blood cells from leaving the lymph nodes, so they cannot cross the blood-brain barrier and enter the central nervous system. This effect reduces overall inflammation and can protect the nerve cells from further damage. Curious about the white blood cells being in the lymph nodes areas because the lymph nodes that travel throughout the whole body because of the lymphedema that I have in my left leg. I have to do exercises that activate those lymph nodes, so you would think that would activate the white blood cells also and move them around a lot more than just sitting with the lymph nodes. I don't know. They got Mazent, which is saponamide. They got Mavenclad, which is cladribine. It belongs to the class of medications known as purine antimetabolites. These medications interfere with DNA process in cells and can be used to prevent specific immune cells from replicating. In people with MS, Mavenclad is used to help control the inflammation that damages nerve fibers. Yeah, talk to other people that have gone through it, talk to your medical staff, see what options you have, but those are some that they consider. I don't know. Like I said, I was on Mavenclad, and once I got off, my neurologist basically said that that's it. You don't have to be on medication for the next 5-10 years, possibly the rest of your life. Say, all right, live with what I got, deal with it. uh, what do dreams about someone dying mean? Dreaming about someone's death can mean you are worried about them. But in dream interpretation, death can also mean a change or transition. Uh, Call out to your best friend. There's no response. You shake them and gently nudge their shoulder before it dawns on you that they're not sleeping. They're lifeless. They're dead. You reach for them again, but the distance between you grows until they become one with the fog. You wake up with a profound sense of loss, yet feel strangely unburdened. you've had a common dream about someone dying, but in all likelihood, it has nothing to do with your friend or literal death. It's not uncommon for terminally ill people to dream about loved ones who have died. Most people reported these dreams to be pleasant or both pleasant and disturbing. A few respondents said they were purely disturbing. They may be part of a mourning process or a reflection of the fact that you miss someone who's no longer in your life. I would think pets would also be something that, 'cause I know I dreamt about my pets. However, if you're terminally ill or mourning a loved one, your dream may not really be about death at all. Instead, death may represent change or a period of transition. If you woke up feeling good, perhaps you're accepting that someone in your life is ending and you're embracing a new beginning. While it can be upsetting to dream about death, remember that dreams aren't predictions and you should not take them at face value. Dreams about falling are fairly common and may represent insecurity or lack of self-confidence, feeling out of control, or letting go or setting yourself free. The symbolism of falling may go hand in hand with the symbolism of dying. Both can represent an ending, a beginning, or both. You can have dreams about parents or family members dying, dreams about you dying, dreams about celebrities dying, dreams about pets dying, friends dying, dreams about deceased loved ones, dreams about dead bodies, and they say recurring dreams about death can be the result of an ongoing stress and unresolved issues. Try to identify the cause of stress in your waking life. Confronting the issue may help stop the dreams. Anxiety dreams seem to be more likely to experience upsetting dreams. If you're having anxiety dreams, a qualified therapist can help you work through those. After a traumatic experience, you may experience different types of dreams that can be related to those. Nearly everyone dreams, even if they don't remember what they dreamt about. Demetriou, who's double board certified in psychiatry and sleep medicine, says dream content can be leftover remnants of the day's thoughts and events, an ongoing subconscious theme or feeling, or just random. The dreams of someone dying can be unsettling, but you should not take them literally. Death in a dream may symbolize the end of something and the beginning of something new. Dreams provoke emotions, and those emotions can help you connect a dream to events in your life, but dreams can't always be deciphered. If you're troubled by frequent stress-related dreams, it may help to talk things out with a licensed therapist and if they can help ease your mind, get your brain off those worrisome things, and maybe get you some good night's sleep without not necessarily bad dreams, but dreams that make you question things. MS numbness. Yay! Uh, let's see. This person's just talking about how they've lived with numbness for decades. much of the numbness they experience in their legs, arms, hands, and occasionally face. It can feel like a tingling sensation, vibrating, pins and needles, or like the area is asleep or dead sometimes. The affected area will feel like a bunch of bees buzzing. If you can imagine that as a physical sensation, these periods of numbness can last anywhere from a few minutes to several days, or permanently for some of us. Numbness is more than just a loss of feeling. Uh, it can impact your ability to walk. It can be so intense that it makes it difficult to hold objects, which makes simple tasks like eating and using the bathroom a challenge. Uh, this person, when their face gets numb, swallowing becomes difficult, and their speech is also heavily impacted. Uh, yeah, yeah, I had a yesterday. I was having all kinds of problems. Sick of these pop up. Uh, my coffee I go to have, pull it out of the fridge, and just fell out of my hand. My hand just lost feeling and ability to squeeze, apparently, and it's just coffee everywhere. Then I cleaned that up, and then the wife made us dinner, and we had goulash, and it was in a bowl. And I'm sitting down, holding my bowl, and all of a sudden the bowl just leaves my hands. It's like I can't hold it anymore. And you don't feel it until you see it all over the floor, or all over yourself. Yeah. So yesterday was a bad hand day. This person gets numb in more areas, and that numbness is more severe. Same thing happens when their temperature increases. Yeah, it's the room can increase by a single degree, and suddenly my speech is slurred and I'm dropping things. It's weird how temperature can affect us. So basic, such a basic item can change uh, our condition for us just drastically. Uh, and it's just basically a person talking about their experience. Uh, it may not be a significant issue at first, but it is much more impactful symptom when you start to think about it. It's not as simple as numbness you get when you fall asleep on one of your limbs. You can't simply shake the feeling back into it. Numbness from MS is unpredictable and can greatly impact your level of disability. My numbness has been one of my probably top 5 issues that I've had to deal with this disease. Uh, I just have not found ways to work around it. I mean, it's the point where you can't do basic things with your hands and stuff like that. And just, it's so irritating. And that, I mean, all the things. I mean, the numbness, never feeling the way you used to feeling before in your life. It's more effective when it's in your hands and stuff. Uh, like it's more effective with gait and stuff with me. But yeah, it's like I don't even remember what it's like to actually feel something when I'm touching it, because all I have when I touch is increased tingles. So it's like, well, that's not a fun thing. But and there's also the point that dead nerve issue. Whereas I was cutting vegetables and I cut right through my hand and I didn't even realize it. while it was happening, couldn't feel it because of the numbness and stuff like that. I mean, it can cause you a lot of issues overall outside of what you would think of. Nerves carry information from the body to your brain. With MS, your body attacks your nerves and damages them. When certain nerves are damaged, your body cannot send the correct sensory information to the brain. This can lead to a variety of symptoms, including numbness. Numbness is often the first symptom that people with MS notice. Those who experience numbness may also experience other intense sensations, such as tingling or pricking. This is called paresthesia. Yeah, it sucks. I hate the numbness. There's days where you don't even notice it because I've had it for so many years. And then all of a sudden it just amps up a little bit. And then you're like, I just want to cut my arms off. Let's see. Here's some morning stretches to ease into the day without leaving without leaving your bed. Uh, you can look any of these up if you want. And this one's kind of weird because you're on your hands and knees. It's kind of weird to do that on the bed. I'd rather be on the floor doing it, but that's the cat cow pose, where you just basically are back and chest area. Seated side stretch, where you're sitting with your legs crossed. You're just basically stretching side to side. Standing forward bend. You can't do that on your bed. You got to be standing with your feet together, and then you just bend over, bring your hands and head as far down as you can onto your feet. Uh, Tricep stretch, where you're just basically working, standing there doing that. You can do that sitting, I would assume, on your bed also instead of standing. Standing quad stretch, there's no way. Oh, you could do it on a bed, I guess, if you laid on your belly, maybe. But when you're standing, you just basically lift one leg behind you and you grab that leg and pull it up to your buttocks as far as you can and then bring it back down. But okay, now they're giving us morning stretches in bed. Okay, so those first ones were just whatever stretches. Now these ones are categorized in bed stretches, but knees to chest, that's easy. Lay flat on your back and then just bring your knees up to your chest. Hold them with your arms if you can. Bring your head up towards your knees, but that was weird just now because of my I can't remember the name of it today, but the tingly when I bend my head forward, the electrical tingles that go throughout my whole spine down to my toes. Yeah, that can amp up if you're doing stretches where you bring your head forward if you have that issue. Uh, Two knee spinal twist, basically keeping your knees together and dropping them to one side, dropping the other side, your hands straight out like you're on the cross, just laying on your back and just go side to side with your knees together, feet off the ground or off the bed. Child pose, where you just basically get on your hands and knees and then stretch it all the way out with your arms. Sit your buttocks back towards your heels and just get that nice full child pose stretch. Again, kind of weird doing items on your knee on the bed if you have a very cushiony bed or something like that. Especially if you got a water bed, you don't want to do a lot of these on there. The cobra pose, where you lay flat on your stomach and just bring your upper body up as far as you can. Just stretch it upward, push it off the ground with your hands, but keep your feet and rest of your body flat. Uh, I got the happy baby pose, which is hard for me to do. You got to hold on to your feet and you just rock back and forth while you're laying on your back. But once you get more flexible, you can do those ones easier. Always listen to your body, watch your posture, breathe, and through your nose, out through your mouth is a good breathing routine. Uh, Talk with a pro, find out anything from a therapist, see if there's anything they can set you up with, uh, teach you certain moves and stuff that will help you out in the future. And the great thing about seeing a physical therapist, if you're getting into stuff like this, they'll probably get you a couple sets of rubber bands that you can take home and use those for different types of exercises that they'll teach you. They usually start out with the rubber band therapy exercises a lot of times, pretty early in the PT routine. See some healthy snacks for MSers that are looking for some quick and easy bites. Uh, let's see. Some healthy high fiber snack ideas include fresh fruit, including citrus, pears, and berries. Homemade oatmeal raisin cookies, replacing some sugar and oil with applesauce. Interesting. And you're gonna have to get a good applesauce though, because most applesauce is actually very sugary, I think. Low fat, low fat popcorn. You mean I can't just pick up popcorn with extra butter at the movie theater? Isn't that the same? Roasted garbanzo beans or chickpeas. Very simple, but be careful with them because it's easy to overcook them. But I love using. You can get like a ranch seasoning, which I actually use that when I make my chilies too. I like to put the ranch seasoning in it, the powder ranch seasoning. Uh, but yeah, you can chickpeas are pretty easy to just roast up for a little bit, like 350 for like 5-10 minutes. Just look at them, see what level of that you crispiness and stuff that you want out them. I think last week when I was here, I was having severe pain in the left side of this side, like the ice pick going through. Now the last 2 days, it's on this side with this eye, but I think it's because of the stupid eyeball crusties. I got one stuck in there, and that caused the pain. But I don't know, probably just my cataract. Uh, let's see, sugar snap peas. Make sure you get the right ones. They have a lot of bags of peas that you can munch on in the veggie area of the store, and a lot of times they're just regular pea pods. Sugar snap peas taste way better. They got that sweeter taste to them, and they're usually bigger in size. Whole grains like brown rice and quinoa. Veggies with hummus or black bean dip. Try cucumber slices, celery, carrots for crunch. I love making. Well, I used to love. I haven't made it in probably 8 years or so, but I used to love making homemade hummus. I'd have tahini, get myself about tahini, and I'd make hummus on a regular basis. And it's just good for evening munchies and stuff like that. And whole grain or flaxseed crackers with guacamole for healthy fats. Uh, some high protein snack ideas are boiled eggs. Uh, I love eggs. I could eat them, but the whole egg price hike we backed way off. But I mean, honestly, if you're paying $5 for a dozen eggs, you can get a few good meals out of that, a couple snacks or whatever if you hard boil some. Cold cuts of lean meats such as low sodium turkey and chicken, edamame or tofu. Not a fan of tofu, but and there's no real flavor to it. Consistency, I guess. Nuts such as unsalted pistachios and almonds. Shrimp cocktail. Well, a spoonful of peanut butter or another nut butter, string cheese, fresh mozzarella balls. I love those. They got the packs in the grocery store, tiny little pearls. Mozzarella pearls, those are great for salads. You just throw a handful on your salad. Yeah, I like those. Cottage cheese or Greek yogurt if dairy doesn't make your symptoms worse. Fatty fish, including tuna, sardines, and smoked salmon, rich in anti-inflammatory. Polyunsaturated fats, including omega-3 fatty acids. Uh, avoid trouble foods like saturated fats from animal products such as bacon, butter, full fat dairy products, and chicken skin. Red meat, refined carbohydrates, including sugary drinks and foods, and white flour. Salt, trans fats, including hydrogenated oils, and some processed foods like margarine, which may also have been shown to raise cholesterol levels. Craving something sweet, try these healthier options: frozen cut fruit, dates, prunes, nuts covered in dark chocolate, strawberries drizzled with dark chocolate, pumpkin puree with a dash of maple syrup. I don't know if I could eat pumpkin puree just straight up. I don't know. Guess it would kind of be like a pumpkin pie. Baked apples with cinnamon. Sounds good. Yeah, a variety of healthier style things for quick and easy snacking if you need them. And the last thing we're going to talk about is, let's see, some lifestyle factors that may slow aging. That's, I don't know why that's part of this, but the effects of DNA methylation on aging. The study's goal was to learn whether a process called DNA methylation, which is known to regulate gene expression, could influence cell aging and people's risk of dying. The research, okay, they examined. These people were interviewed. In addition to physical exams and laboratory tests being run, they were also assessed using the American Heart Association's Life's Essential 8 tool, which includes 4 behaviors: nightly hours of sleep, whether people smoke, how much physical activity they get, and how well they eat. It also includes 4 clinical measurements, which is BMI, body mass index, blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Based on all those factors, people were assigned a score of 0 to 100, with 100 being the best possible score. They also used 4 other tools to estimate biological age based on DNA methylation, and a 5th tool to gauge people's genetic tendency towards rapid biological aging. I mean, it doesn't really, it's basically just talking about a test they did on people, but the study suggests that the heart-healthy behaviors can potentially reverse the DNA methylation and therefore reverse the aging process. Methylation is a type of epigenetic modification that involves the addition of methyl groups to DNA molecules. These alterations in DNA methylation can influence gene expression, ultimately impacting cellular aging processes. Yeah, this is just all stuff they're working on. Who knows where they'll end up with it. Basically, scientists have found that heart healthy behaviors, life's essential eight, were linked with reduced cellular aging. Also, people were less likely to develop heart disease or die from it or any other cause. These lifestyle factors may support cellular health by preventing methylation, which can influence gene progression. Experts say the best way to adopt life's eight essential behaviors is by taking small, manageable steps towards your goals. Making these habits a regular part of your daily life may help improve your heart health and slow biological aging. Yeah, and obviously, if we treat ourselves better, we're probably going to live longer and have less issues. But it's all taken with a grain of salt and put it in your routine. Anything you want to try and see what happens with it, but always talk to your medical staff first. See what their opinion is and see what happens. But yeah, there's so much you got to take into consideration with our disease factors and all that stuff that it can be really hard trying to figure out what's best for us. And with each person being different and dealing with things differently, and then you can have other conditions that can affect things, you got to watch out for it. So that's it for today. Keep following under the call of MS for the Monday Multiple Sclerosis show. Look it up in the folders if you can't find it, because I do not promote it like I do all the other ones, due to the fact that the other ones are the main part of the podcast and channel. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes, leave a comment. I will comment back. And we will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.